It's been a while. Let's see if I've still got this. Wolf Children is a 2012 Japanese animated feature film brought to us from the mind of Mamoru Hosoda. This close to 2-hour adventure is the third movie Mamoru has directed, and you should already know him by his previous works such as The Girl Who Leapt Through Time and Summer Wars. I say you should know him because those movies are awesome. They're some of the best Japanese animation has to offer. So it's obvious that I went into this third project of his with somewhat high expectations. Let's see if it lived up to them. Here is my review of Wolf Children. Hana is a 19-year-old college student from Tokyo. She is a smart and independent girl struggling on her own in the big city with multiple part-time jobs. One day in class, her eye catches the back of a mysterious boy who was taking notes despite not having any textbooks. The appearance of this boy attracts Hana, but the moment the class is over, he exits the room through the back door.
待ってください。これ出席表書いて出さないと出席じゃなくなります。だから
俺ここの学生じゃない。
え？
目障りならもう来ない。
But she still can't suppress her interest towards this guy and continues to persist until they become friends. In time the two become closer and develop a romance, which is when he reveals a part of the mystery surrounding him.
もういい？
The guy turns out to be a werewolf. So even though it's his time of the month, they get it on, and after a while living together, she gives birth to 2 kids named Ame and Yuki. But this family can't stay happy for long, because due to an unfortunate event, the father disappears from the story, leaving Hana with 2 human wolf kids to take care of, and a severe lack of knowledge on how to deal with their special needs. Although the movie has obvious supernatural elements, that's not really the focus here. The story takes place over the time span of roughly 13 years and is divided in 3 clear arcs. The first one being this love story I just described. The second arc is Hana's struggle to find the right approach on how to properly raise Ame and Yuki. In the middle of this arc, she realizes that the city is not going to be the best place for her to take care of their animal side, so she moves to a more rural environment to give her kids and her mind freedom and hopefully find a place where Ame and Yuki belong. The third arc is set when the kids enter their adolescent years and start to really search for their place in the world, mainly being the choice of whether to embrace the human or the animal side of their personalities. The movie is more about this coming of age on the family relationships over the fantasy aspect of it all, but the fantasy is never forgotten. They kept their proportions right and I really like this story. I'll stop here with the plot description, but in short, this is an emotional family drama built around fun and believable characters. And it has werewolves. From a visual standpoint, Mamoru Hosoda has always had a distinct style to his movies. Both The Girl Who Leapt Through Time and Summer Wars had a similar look to this film. The backgrounds are beautiful and really detailed, almost painting quality pieces of art, while the characters look a bit different. I'm sure you're seeing this too. They have clear outlines, they're not very detailed in their appearance, and people even start to lose their facial features in the distance. Not to say that the characters look bad, it's just a style, but these characters should not fit with these backgrounds so well. But they do, and it looks amazing. Some people might need some getting used to it, but the beautiful and fluid animation will definitely help you with that. Even though the visual style is similar to Mamoru's previous films, there has been an evolutionary increase in quality from one film to the next, and visually, I fully consider this to be his most beautiful work. The soundtrack of Wolf Children is mostly overtaken by these light and sweet piano melodies. It has relaxing and almost therapeutic qualities. But the music can also pick up the pace when the story demands it. Every song is used in the exact moment when it needed to be, and it perfectly complements the beautiful visual style. Overall, this is a very beautiful soundtrack, and I've listened to it many times outside of the film. The best part is that even though the music is so good and fitting, it also knows when to shut up and let the sounds of nature become the backdrop. Both the visuals and music are top-notch quality all throughout this film. There is not a single frame that looks bad, and there is not a single song that doesn't enhance the moment which it is used in. Although the real hero of this story is Hana, it is told through the narration of Yuki. This movie is her retelling the life story of her mother, which directly ties into one of the main themes of the film. That would be the power of a mother's love towards her children and how it can overcome all obstacles. Hana puts all her time into providing the best she can for her kids, and when even her best isn't enough, she's willing to change her life completely and just go wherever she thinks her children will be happy. The country house they move in is a dump, but because it's so distant from civilization, she takes it and nearly rebuilds the place from ground up. She also provides food for all three of them, and while doing all this doesn't complain for a second. That would lead us into the second theme of this film. No matter how hard it gets, there is always something to smile about. As a single mother to these half-human, half-wolf children, Hana becomes very desperate multiple times in the story because she's not sure on which world would be better suited for these kids. But amidst all this, she keeps her optimism because really we can't predict the future, and a positive attitude towards it is the only way to keep us on the road even if we don't know where it's going. So the last main theme is about the road that these kids have to choose. Their choices between being a human or an animal. This sharp contrast from the possible destinations helps to illustrate the importance of this life choice on who you want to be. When we first see Yuki, she's shown as a temperamental young girl that struggles to keep her animal side at bay, while Ama is a more timid character who prefers to be near his mother at all times. Both of them go through a character arc, and both of them end in a different place than where they were in the beginning. The length of this movie is 1 hour and 57 minutes, but it truly just flies by. Never rushes to bury you with story, but also it never drags its feet. I was never bored, but also I never thought that the story was going too quick. Since the movie covers about 13 years of Hana's life, the story is advanced by a few time skips. But even with that, the pacing is kept perfect, and there are a lot more themes and side stories weaved into the narrative, and by the end of it, I truly felt like I just witnessed a life story. Wolf Children is a heartwarming, heart-wrenching, and beautiful family movie that deserves a place next to the best of Hayao Miyazaki's works. And frankly, you should be watching it right now. Mamoru Hosoda has easily hit a 3 for 3 now, and I can't wait to see his next film. Peace, love, music.